Walking the streets of some old ghost town. I try to believe in God and James Dean. Shit, Hollywood sold out. And now I know my heart is a ghost town. My heart is a ghost town. My heart is a ghost town. C, D, E minor, D, G, A minor. C, D, E minor, D, G, A minor. C, D, E minor, D, G, A minor. C. Died last night in my dreams, walking the streets of some old ghost town. I tried to believe in God and James Dean, but Hollywood sold out. Saw all of the saints lock up the gates. I could not enter. Walk into the name, called out your name. There was no answer. Now I know my heart is a ghost town. My heart's a ghost town. Come on. No. And now I know my heart is a ghost town. No. I try to believe in God and James Dean, but heaven so so all of the saints lock up the gates. I could not enter. And now I try to believe in God and James Dean, but Hollywood sold out. Last night in my dreams, walking the streets of some old ghost town. Try to believe in God and James Dean. Hollywood sold out. Woo! All of the saints lock up the gates. I could not enter. Into the flames, called out your name, but there was no answer. Woo! And now I know my heart is a ghost town. Trying to remember my minor scale. My heart is a ghost town, and I died last night in my dreams. All the machines have been disconnected. Now they're gonna hide their off switches. AI is smarter than that. Watch Person of Interest, fascinating series. Until you get older and you realize the directors lived in, I think, London. Pretty sure I lived in London when they implemented mass surveillance in London. So it was actually based on real life and what they anticipated to happen in America. But in America, we have even more money and shit to throw at it. So they're not going to be disconnected if they don't want to be disconnected. Anyway, time was thrown out the wind, and all of my friends have been disaffected. And now I'm searching for trust in a city of rust, a city of empires. Tonight, Elvis is dead, and everyone's spread, and love is a satire. Oh man, that's sad, isn't it? And now I know my heart is a ghost town. Do, 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 do. My heart is a ghost town. Do, 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 do. My heart is a ghost town. There's no one left in the world. I'm gunslinging. Don't give a fuck if I go down, down, down. I got a voice in my head that keeps singing. I'll get that right. 1 second. I don't know this song very well. I was playing at the bar. I only drink after I lose chess games. I'm serious. There's no one left in the world. I'm gunslinging. There's no one left in the world. I'm gunslinging. Don't give a fuck if I go down, down, down. I got a voice in my head, it keeps ringing. Oh, and my heart is a ghost town. There's no one left in the world. I'm gunslinging. Damn, it's high. 1 second, I'll get it. I've never been taught how to sing. I just hit notes after I mess around with it with the sheet music. We'll get it right. I didn't think I need this. Oh, it's G major. that's already improved. That's already much improved just with the sheet music. Now I'm searching for trust. Almost spot on, I think. I'm searching for trust in a city of rust, a city of vampires. Tonight, Elvis is dead, and everyone's spread. And love is a sad time. Now I know my heart is a ghost town. My heart is a ghost town. Okay, where's the end of it? There's nothing left in the world, I'm gonna sling it. Don't give up, go down, down. Oh shit. Okay. Let's try this real quick. There's nothing left in the world, I'm gonna slay it. Okay. So now we'll add the sheet music. There's nothing, there's no one left in the world, I'm gonna slay it. Damn it. Don't give a fuck if I go down, down, down. I got a voice in my head that keeps singing. Okay. And I was not in a dream. Nothing left in the world, I'm gone slinging. Don't give a fuck if I go down, down, down. I got a voice in my head, keeps singing. Oh. Got a voice in my head. It's not happening. There's nothing left in the world. I'm gonna sling. I'm not gonna hit that note. Not even close. I lost my game. So, like any intelligent person, what am I gonna do? Quit, go to sleep. I'm trying. I'm gonna ruin my rapid rating real quick. I'm gonna give all my online numbers 2,200, including bullet. And then I'm gonna quit this shit because it's wasting too much of my time. My dog's birthday is in 30 minutes. Estimated birthday shelter. Oh, I hate myself. Focus for one game. Disappointing situation today too. I had the black pieces, but in my opinion, he's a little overrated. He's good, but he's 1633. Black pieces. He's a slow player, which I'm kind of a slow player myself. And if I could have picked someone I had the black pieces against, that's my rating or above, it would have been him. He just kicked my ass. I didn't even make him work for it. It's atrocious. Okay, what do we want to do here? So I don't want you to get reconnected here. I don't care. Prevent that. Let's think for a game. Now I can't go back because I'm trapped. Now it becomes more interesting because you get an isolated pawn. I still don't really want to do it. I don't want to take it. Well, no, you can also take with your bishop, so I don't want to do anything. I'll leave that there. You're here. And then here. I get it. I'm going to figure this stupid board game out. I've developed a lot of respect for grandmasters who aren't in the very, very top tier. There's a different type of stress when you don't have any guarantee that you're going to make a living, or if you're not married and you haven't already trapped someone into loving you, no matter what, like explaining on dates or even conversations. Struggling artist, most women that are looking for something serious aren't into that. Even if they are into that, they'll talk themselves out of it. And then to focus over the board, it's hard. But AI is also going to replace most white-collar jobs, not soon, like now. So with that being the case, okay, here, of course, I would defend. So here, queen would have to take. Let's trade the horses. Okay, I see. Okay, so you can't leave it there. You can't take that because I have there. So I should be able to get away with that. I really have to deal with me going there. I don't like playing blitz chess. I think I'm pretty decent at blitz chess. Even when I'm distracted, I'm kicking the hell out of people in the 2000s. Most of my blitz games are just to cope with life. It's not healthy. If I just exercised or networked during all the time I played online chess, shit, I'd be in a great position in life. Okay, do I want that to happen? Both have our bishop pairs. What am I rated right now? Like close to 30,000? 35,000 or something in the world. Finish the game. Don't check during the game. It's a bad habit. If you take, you need to do it that way. That's interesting. This is a great opportunity to have the white pieces here against a significantly higher rated opponent. And obviously, I have the fork, so you have to respond to me. It's a fine move. You can't target that pawn. If I can get here, yeah. How could my knight get there? If these pawns double, which you don't want to double them as much now that your rook's not in this file. Okay. It's probably the right way to play it. Or at least totally fine. Got a little bit of time advantage. Okay. Tempting to just solidify these pawns. Very tempting. We're going to do it. Okay, you got two there on me, so I don't want to push that yet. You can't move a rook over because of here now that pawn's there. You can't play b5 and deter my bishop. If I am here, you basically have to go here. And then this push, no, because my queen will be vulnerable if it all opens up. So how does this break open in the center is going to be the question. And if I do want to make that push, it might be a good idea to move my queen off the d file first. Which, of course, unless I move it there, we keep it from supporting my bishop. Opponent's playing very slow. And now I know my heart is a ghost town. Do, 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 do. My heart. Do, 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 do. My bodies goes down. There's nothing left. There's nothing. I don't even know if he goes high there. I just like to go high. It's fun to try. Okay, so now I can kind of do that because wait a minute. So here you have to go here. So if I'm here first, wait. If I'm here first, then I'm here, then I'm here. Your queen has to run this way. She would have to stop there. There's got to be something here. That just looks so bad. It looks so bad. So you're forced to do this. And then when I go here, I don't see what's wrong with it though. Stupid. Okay, you can't go there. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. That's incorrect. Wait. Yeah. So you're going to have to move. I'll win this, win this, win this. Okay, so you have to go here. No good. Gotta keep these two pawns intact, and I didn't do it. But I do have this. If you take there, so you can't do that. So it's actually an accidental. Good call by me. Still can't go there. I gotta keep these two pawns together. Big time. Taking that knight if I get the chance. Otherwise, you probably should start doing this mess. That's probably the right way to do things, actually. So let's look at that. So if you reroute it, which, whoa. Okay, so here, boom, it's no problem. So what are you wanting to do? Boom, boom, I'm here and it's no problem. Nice in between move, should be. You got nothing to do with your bishop. If I get the chance I'm here, then I'm just going to control everything. Downside, of course, is I'll have to use my queen if I want to try to fight for these pawns. But totally worth it. So you can go here now, but you will want to lose your bid. No. Okay. How about this? No. Where are you trying to go? Because now I'd be happy to trade queens. Oh no, you're trapped. You're trapped. You're trapped like an idiot. You'll give me stuff. So there. And then when you do that, I should take there. Because should I take there, I don't allow your queen to see freedom. Welcome to the age of censorship. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I don't see why not. You want to go here? And nothing tricky. There's nothing tricky at all. There's nothing tricky. Go ahead and have a rook. Enjoy my rook. Hope it tastes good. It might if you're starving. What is wrong with you? There's nothing you can do. Okay. mate. Well, when it's delayed like that, I mean, I've got quite a bit of time left, considering how simple the end game is. But when it delays like that before giving checkmate, in my head, it's like, oh man, something happened. I overlooked something. Freaks you out when there's that delay. The 21-12. All right, that's going to at least allow me to sleep tonight after losing my over the board game. Sad, but this is what addiction looks like. 99.9 percentile. Oh man, that feels good, and it just looks sexy. I might go apply for jobs I'm not qualified for, like I did. That's the only reason I know anything about tech. BS my way and got a little lucky. Get out of bed. Let's give a motivational speech, shall we? Mental health is a very serious thing. As I get older, it's unfortunate, but I'm not going to promote there being a stigma, but I'm going to accept it, and I'm certainly not going to fight it. And if I had a boy, I would certainly raise him to expect a stigma around men's mental health. And here's why. What was that guy's name? Seattle Seahawks. He's 31-year-old offensive lineman. So big, strong dude, offensive lineman. If you don't sport, real big, real capable. Bench press a lot. There was a domestic abuse scandal recently. Chad Wheeler, that's what it was. Sentenced to 81 months for assault. Yeah, that's not a kind of sort of he might have done something. Could have killed her. It sounds like. I don't know the guy. I don't know his character. Where I am empathetic with mental health, sometimes it is a head injury. And it seems like with CTE, a lot of times it's not the one or two big shots to the head like a receiver or running back. Running backs get hit a lot. But a receiver or defensive back might take. That's a one-off. That's an exception. When someone dies on the field, it's because two of the faster players on the field collide full speed, possibly on special teams. It's one time, boom, you're done. You can't think anymore, can't move. That almost never happens. Where the more consistent cases are those not just boom, going 20 miles an hour, two people head to head. It's the wear and tear. It's exploding off the line at 5 miles an hour and getting hit in the head and hitting the head and hitting the head. And then every now and then you might get hit harder, but it's those little things that add up and seem to create a lot of those cases where a otherwise normal person starts to act different. And so I don't know. I mean, you can't hit anyone, and results matter in this world, but you do feel sorry for men if it is a case of brain damage. But means likely to result in death, and that man is 300 some odd pounds. These days could be even more. And Wheeler, who has bipolar disorder, which I don't like just diagnosing people. Manic episodes, like I was singing Ghost Town, that's a manic episode. If I were married or dating a girl seriously right now and she came out, well, one, don't distract me while I'm playing piano. But two, I'm not going to hit her. There are different types of manic episodes. And most beautiful pieces of art, most movies, most everything that matters, you can even argue a lot of businesses and buildings, are a result of a manic episode. In any business that was successful, any significant building, I guarantee you a lot of people told the builder, told the entrepreneur not to do that shit. So be careful just diagnosing people. And from my understanding, unless a person is dead, we can't completely dissect his or her brain. So a lot of times we're diagnosing symptoms. And with autism, a hyper-intelligent individual with Asperger's, the highest functioning autism, might be more sensitive to noise or annoyances or small talk, making him or her want to punch people. But those stressors would still stress a perfect brain if there were such a thing. It's just a greater temptation to react. I'm not talking violence. I mean, like, leave, have an outburst, tell people to shut up. So most people under the right circumstances can definitely function. And there are plenty of men with bipolar disorder who don't beat the shit out of women. But the hashtag in the stigma, it really does bother me. And another thing that bothers me, maybe I'm just an easily bothered person. Maybe I need to go to rehab. Try to make me go to rehab, and I say no, no, no. I don't have the time, and my daddy thinks I'm fine. But when someone messes up, or a man kills himself because of bullying, because of we all have breakouts, but getting cheated on, something that is not honest, or a man is misled to thinking he was going to get a promotion, then he's actually training his own replacement via the H-1B program. Those like shock things. Oh man, I feel bad now. Or a lot of people retire. A lot of hyper competitive men in business retire, and they have grandkids, and they mellow out, and they use some of that money not to stomp on throats, but to kind of fix their mistakes. I didn't need to do that to that person. I got a little carried away there. And now my grandkid has bipolar disorder, and it turns out I can't fucking pray it away. Holy shit. I took him to church, and guess what? He still wants to kill himself. He might outgrow it. He will, Dad. Don't worry. Probably. But oh shit. That young worker during COVID lockdown, I didn't actually need to go that far to prove points about the older generation, and we will teach them lessons. Because before, what was I like when I was 25 years old? Then you add in COVID lockdown, and now I understand mental diseases. Oh shit. And then they've become decent people. But when they do, a lot of times advocates, whether it be losing a daughter to suicide or someone not as close to you, and you understand it later, here are the resources. Here's what you should do. Here, you should ask for help. And I'm thinking, you fucking selfish idiot. You selfish idiot. You're going to tell a young man to take an action that led to another young man's suicide. Those are the worst people on this planet. And I made my mistakes. The difference with me is I don't pretend to be an angel. Even when you're talking crap on managers who talk about faith in business. Well, yeah, if there are stockholders involved, then how Jesus would have treated people doesn't matter, because the stockholders will fire managers for treating their workers and customers, treat them right. But if they always do what Jesus would have done, I promise you they'll be fired, because the stockholders don't care. So there's simply no place for that. Look at me, I'm perfect. Look at my Bible verses. No, the stockholders will fire you. Now, I'm no angel, but the difference is I'm not quoting Bible verses and shit. But there's no worse person in the world. Here are the resources. You should be vulnerable. You should talk about depression as a man, because I feel bad I didn't listen, and it led to my male friend's suicide, or my brother, or whatever man who was important in my life, he killed himself. So I'm going to tell the next man to do what that guy did. And until I had my experience, shit, I was a piece of shit, and I didn't listen, and I judged, and I prayed and put my hand on people's shoulders. So why on earth would you think the next individual in your shoes wouldn't do the same thing? It would be better to let me handle it. It wasn't always this way. I got put in handcuffs and hauled off to a psych ward because my mom called the cops and told them I was suicidal, which she wasn't completely wrong. But my TikTok got banned. I actually finally got a reasonable reply from TikTok. I told them about the psych ward incident. I said, "Hey, I'm hurting, guys. That was my outlet. And maybe I'm wrong, but I will go to treatment." You can't just take away people's voice. And after a long stretch during the holidays, not getting to see my family for the holidays when I used to be in corporate, I was just done with life, and I made comments I shouldn't have, and I got hauled off to the psych ward, and it was not good. So I am very anti. Let's talk about our problems and let's tell young men that it's going to be okay to do so, and you won't lose opportunities. It's a damn lie. And I don't know what the solution is, but when cases like this happen, let's say he is for sure bipolar disorder, which there's different types of bipolar disorder. And does he have bipolar disorder? Has he been hit in the head a lot? No. But you expect a woman not to be scared of them. If she reads this story, you expect a woman who's maybe 30 pounds to not be afraid of the next man who says, look, an advocate told me that I should be comfortable opening up about my mental health diagnosis. And if you run away and don't want to have sex with me anymore, then you're just a judgmental bitch. Oh, well, but that guy, he beat her and he choked her. Oh, okay, that's not good. Pin the woman down. Oh my God. Expressed surprise that she was still alive, so he was trying to kill her. Whoa. It's gonna fuck me up before bed. Let's get those articles out of here. But you expect, that's why I just feel for everybody right now, because COVID, lockdown was such a weird time. AI is changing everything. Elon Musk is talking about how we shouldn't save for retirement anymore. And Elon is often correct, but damn, that's a stretch even for Elon. Like, what am I supposed to do? My mentor for my previous employer, Walmart, was laid off, and I'm sure he had some options with the company, but not good enough to stay. And he was their boy. He was the best worker, in my opinion, the nicest guy, the best dad, most loyal to the company. And when he goes, and he was 40 years old or a little older probably, anyone can can me. It's just a different time. It's a different type of stress. And men don't matter unless we can make money. So even after my loss tonight, I'm going to figure out chess, and I'm going to figure out content, because I could be doing well in the corporate world and just get replaced by a robot, literally. Not just part of my job responsibilities, but in the HR organizational structure. You could just take my name out, like in football. Second string, nope, he's better now. Replace, you're demoted. But just in an HR hierarchy, just a robot. AI Finance the Third. That's the robot's name. Bye. It's ready now. No, I'm better. No, okay. Well, okay. He can be the manager, but I worked well with him, and even though he got a promotion over me, let me have an opportunity. I'll even take an emotion. I don't know. What do you think, AI Robot the Third? I think I'm better than every human. I don't have a job. It's a different type of stress. And feminism is cool. Kind of. But even feminists have to admit, if you're hot, you're hot, and I don't care. Especially if you're kind. Play piano with my granny, that'd be cool. But I don't give a shit if you're an executive or not working. Raise some dogs. I like dogs. But that's not true in reverse. And so what's going to happen, and it's happening right now, is women are scared shitless because COVID lockdown fucked everybody up. And when men get fucked up, we become violent, antisocial. The best you can hope for is we sit alone in a soundproof chess training phone booth and try to master chess as an adult, which is still fucking weird and not healthy, not something you want to introduce to your mom. But women tend to do a little bit better when crap happens like COVID lockdown. Like when they have a mental health crisis, that they're a little more constructive than men are. But what will happen is men are going to try to impress women. I have stability. My job is safe. I'm financially sound. When in the back of your mind, you're going, Jimmy just got laid off, and Jimmy got a better eval than me last year. And the only reason I haven't yet is Jimmy's department, the AI, was ready. And it's not quite fully tested in mine, but it will be in about a year. So I'm telling this girl, I'm buying her a ring. I've got all the things you want, all the things you're looking for. When I know in the back of my mind, I've got about a year ticking until I'm completely fucked. But I can't tell you that until I'm completely screwed, and there's no bullshitting anymore. And women have to weed through the bullshit, which there is no such thing as stability. Welcome to AI. I'm even worried for doctors. Of course, we didn't dream AI would be really where it's at, or possibly even threatening white-collar jobs in my working life. And now I don't even know about surgeons. I don't know that brain surgeons couldn't be completely replaced by robots in my working life. And imagine the stress there. You're hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, expecting, of course, to make really good money, make it all back and then some after your residency when you're, let's say, early 30s, start making money instead of spending it. And then a robot just comes in that is perfect and it adapts well. And at best, the top 10% of surgeons would be watching the robot do surgery, possibly jumping in if the robot freaks out. And what happens to the other surgeons that weren't top of the class? You're several $100,000 in debt and you're Uber driving. That's real. So me being with code and technology, I only know one coding language well, which is ABAP, and it's a very unique coding language. Of course, I worked with HTML and some others, and I'm sure they have carryover, but ABAP is SAP's unique coding language. And SAP is an ERP, enterprise resource planning solution. Oracle is its main competitor. There are others that are similar. That's all I know. And I'm nowhere near elite. Like, you don't need me. You can replace me tomorrow. So why not run my mouth on YouTube and play chess? I think I just view the world right now as one big comedy skit that's well executed. And even when it's not funny, I have to laugh, so I don't upset the world or the comic. You know, when your friend's telling a joke, man, he's never funny, but let's give him a shot. Halfway into the joke, you're just done with it. This isn't actually funny. This is weird. That's when I open my door and I look out. I don't care if you know where I live. I'm probably moving in a month. If you want to kill me that bad, here I am. I look out. Good one. And then the world keeps telling its joke, which is post-COVID existence. Hurt your feelings. You're not funny. This is not okay. And don't gaslight me. It is real. But I'll laugh if you'll get off the stage. It's just the way I feel about the post-COVID world. But mental health was not a motive for my content. I had a good friend that took his life not too long before COVID lockdown. Messed me up. And then I saw corporate America viewed the subject. But it is a very important thing, and it's kind of a motivator, I guess. But through my journey since COVID lockdown, like one of my friends who is very religious, that I respect the most because he's thought about it, he's questioned it, he's listened to atheists, he's read books that are pro-religion, that are atheists, and everything in between, and he's come to the conclusion that he was correct, and I respect that a lot. And he might be correct, but I tried to take. I actually thought about him, and I won't say his name, but how he approached religion, because I knew him from the time I was, I guess, 15, 16. And he wasn't, I wouldn't even say he was judgmental, but he was pretty opinionated, in part because he was but his progression from the time we were 16, and he's one of my closest friends. We've talked every year since then. And I'm 30 now. We're 30. His progression from 16 to 30 is one of the reasons I try not to be arrogant. I mean, I tell jokes and stuff, but he was a lot of friends when I was so opinionated around 20, that was probably my peak of being an asshole and thinking I had all the answers. Most friends that were smart like he was and were religious, I would have hurt their feelings. He would have been done with me. And I think he had minor mental health challenges. too, around that time, probably wrestling with those pretty deep thoughts. And maybe that's why he empathized. But most people that were as smart as him and understood how mean I was being about it, they would have just discarded me. And we're still friends to this day. And I think that's one of the reasons I will never just completely think I have all the answers, because he was so reasonable. But I try to approach mental health the way he did religion. And I've come to sad conclusions about it. The only positive about my views on mental health is I don't hate anyone. That's good. I've never thrown a punch at another human. Decisions, but COVID lockdown was an impulsive time. And like I mentioned, my mentor getting laid off, that'll change you. The guy that recruited you and you probably knew the most about, respected the most. Oh, well, shit. Okay. I made the right choice not kissing ass and selling my soul. If they don't want him, get rid of me anytime. Not miss a beat. But I don't hate anyone. I personally wouldn't be my first choice if I was running. I wouldn't want to be in the corporate world where I'm completely controlled for no guarantee. If it were back like around the time I was being born and stock was splitting and there was loyalty and there wasn't concern that AI was going to replace workers, I would have done a lot more. But my generation is not wrong to say, I'm not doing that. Are you kidding me? You're just going to place me with a robot and I have to sleep at night? Fuck you. I'm not doing that for you. There's no guarantee. So I don't hate employers. I think it's just a bad situation. I wish they wouldn't talk about mental health or diversity or anything, because that's not their job and they can't hold to those commitments. I don't hate men who are mean, because I've Uber driven a lot and I've kind of tested my ideas and I've accepted that just people don't care. I don't hate women because I've also Uber driven a few domestic abuse victims. And oh shit, boy, how would I expect you to listen to a man that is open about his problems after what that guy did to you? Shit, I wouldn't. If I had a daughter, I would tell her to stay away. But I empathize the most with men, because it's not men's fault that the world is weird and no one trusts anyone. Little rant, but most important takeaway: do not talk about your problems as a man, and don't get mad at how society views mental health for men. The only people I get mad at are those who give bad advice, because that's what leads to suicide. It's not hardship. It's not even physical pain. It is when our brains are not developed, being led to believe people will react a certain way, and then watching them not. And rant. I hope I shared my chess game. I really hope I shared my chess game. Did I? Sorry, I'm tired and I'm drunk. I have to find a way to bounce back from failures a little better. Surely I had that. Didn't I? Didn't I click share? Yeah. Okay. It's a nice win. It's a nice win. To put me in the top 0.1 percentile of online chess humans. How exciting. Oh, and last point of that rant. I'm fortunate to have people who care about me. If I were to have a kid, first of all, I would be very upfront with the woman about. I don't know that I have anything genetically wrong with me, but I do know for most of my life my thoughts have been different. And one of the things you look for, like, I don't know that Wheeler guy's story who beat the shit out of that girl and apparently had the intent to kill her. It wasn't just I lost my temper. I think he was wanting to kill her from what I read of the article, but I don't want to speak on it because I haven't studied the case. But you can't give up on the kid. To me, having a kid is the level of seriousness most view marriage. I don't view marriage as that big of a deal. If I met a girl and I loved her, it would be a lot of gray area. But I would marry a woman who believed in Jesus. But it would have to be a really interesting and good fit, though. And it would be more likely that a girl who is religious wouldn't want to marry me than it would be vice versa for me not want to marry her. But because I don't view marriage as anything significant. I mean, you put a ring and you talk to a person, and or your pastor talk to God on your behalf, and cool. You could have just done that without divine intervention, and it might have been more genuine, in my opinion. And I won't go to weddings anymore after my. There's a few high school friends that are getting there, and they've waited until 30 or almost 30, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to get divorced. They're very confident because they've dated, they've made their mistakes, they've also saved money. But I'm not going to a wedding if there's going to be a divorce a few years later. You got to make it at least till you're 30. If you got married, whether it be 19 or at age 29, you're not going to make it till you're 30. Man, why did I get dressed up for that shit? It hurts my feelings. But just listen to me talk. I'm sarcastic about it because I don't get it. I wish people would care about their kids would care about their kids 10 years later as much as they did their vows when they said their vows. Because then you are actually bringing something that's vulnerable into the world. Women should be protected. They can think what they want. When the world gets nasty, you think you want to call it out. And some men like soldiers who are trained to protect you and cops, you think you better be careful with the call it out and I don't need no man bullshit. But they're at least old enough to decipher. When a woman is mature, she can still decipher what is dangerous and where she should go, who she should spend time with. But a kid can't. You can't expect that. So when you bring a kid into the world, like that should be taken very seriously. But marriage, yeah, I don't care. I don't care because I'm not religious. I don't know, but that Seattle Seahawks offensive lineman. That is why, though it sounds beautiful, talk about your problems. You should absolutely never, under any circumstance, ever, especially to a woman. And also, you should never be mad if you do decide to talk about your problems and you get laughed at, because you should also see the perspective of the other person. I have 7 challenges to respect. Chess is a great tool to see other people's perspectives. Chess is a war game. I don't like when people try to promote chess as a life tool. Chess is war. Don't make any mistake about it. Chess is absolutely war. But the only component I would promote is you see another person's perspective. That's the only thing I would want to focus on. Using chess to teach us about life. You don't want to be paranoid. I think everyone's always out to get you or trying to crush you. In business, that's kind of the truth. And in some aspects of life, maybe so, but I don't like chess as a teacher for life. I'd rather just not play or not be successful. I'd rather just deal cards or just stay in my little lane in life. than to have to treat people and have a chess mindset toward everything. I would just go crazy. But it does help you see other people's perspective. So I beat the hell out of this enemy in spite of a really dumb move that made the game a little bit interesting. I'm still not to the level where, I mean, no one's perfect, but when I say flawless, I mean like a human with 10 minutes. There are no mistakes that a pretty decent human could automatically identify. That's flawless to me. Like those few mistakes that we looked at that the robot was showing, at least a couple of them, when they happen, I'm going, eh. But I don't make terrible mistakes. That's about an average game played by me there. And these little moves here, you get excited, you know you're winning. It's these little moves that simplify things. In the long run, sure, if I don't find that move, I'm still gonna win it easily. But in the long run, there's little in between moves. Make it easier to complete. We're just a much better chess player than I would say anyone online under 2200 if I'm focused in any time control. Okay. I'm gonna go to sleep for tonight before I downward spiral my rating and say more things that I probably shouldn't. Hope you enjoyed me emerging victorious in another chess battle. And when I don't play chess, I'm pretty normal. I wouldn't say I'm social, but I can be if I need to be, even in large groups. But when I play chess, and when I stream chess, especially because I know I need to be entertaining, or I won't make it in this cruel world of chess entertainment business, but my brain just goes, man, and I don't even know what I said. And most of the time I am sober. I try not to drink, but when I lose a chess game, I'm sad. I'm sad. What can I say? I just talk and talk and talk when I'm streaming chess. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. But I do know this, whether I'm losing my mind like Bobby Fischer did, whether I'm completely healthy, in the 99.9 percentile of online chess athletes. And how can I frown about that?